Question mark. The clock, not strict limit, but to make the weight. But the main thing is that he did manage to make it, because we were wondering what was going to happen. And Cameron made it no problem. He was just sat there, very, very relaxed, just waiting to see what would happen. I think he actually left before Whittaker took to the scales. He left his manager there to check everything was legit.
You can't blame him. You can't blame Liam Cameron leaving. I mean, he'd done his bit. He didn't need to hang around. What's your take on that?
Yeah, look, making weight, it's one of those things. People go, is he tight at the weight? Well, probably is tight at the weight because he's big at the weight. That doesn't mean he's going to be weak at the weight. You know, it's a fine art really to getting it right. But you know, if you misjudge it or you get it wrong, or for whatever reason, a couple of pounds can have a significant impact in your performance. You know, when you're bone dry, 2 pints of water is a lot, let me tell you. So I don't know how. Seemingly, I heard, don't want to say who, blah blah, but he came back. You know, you could see he'd been sweating. He wasn't bone dry, basically. The water was taken out. It'll be put back in, rehydrated. You know, it's how he does it. I'm sure he'll get it right this time.
And Johnny, it's all part of the mind games as well.
Without a doubt. So I'm hearing on the grapevine, Liam Cameron's diet consisted this week of chicken wraps. Other chicken wraps are available, and Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Every night he's been doing this, and
hey, if it works for him, Johnny, don't knock it.
It's worked for him. And Greg, a nutritionist, was sat him like, have you been able to do this? Make the weight eating that kind of food. So he's kind of laughing. But Liam, he's a creature of habit, where he's thinking, this works for me. I actually saw him and I thought, he looks really slim, and he's made the weight comfortably. He was bragging and boasting. I spoke to his old man, literally half an hour ago, and his dad says he's happy with it. He's staying away from him because Liam now is kind of in the zone. He said, I don't want to put any bad vibes on him. But I think with Ben Whittaker, he's on home turf. There's a lot on the line for him here. He has to get it right.
How much is on the line for him?
A lot on the line. I was hearing that he wasn't going to turn up today. I don't know what all that's about, but there's a lot on the line for him because it could be, it could scar his career. And I don't think a loss at all, if he did lose, actually derails the potential of him, because I think we have to learn along the way. But it's just, there's more pressure on him than anybody else.
And that pressure for Ben Whittaker, I think it's fair to say, he sort of brought it on himself a little bit, Andy. Would you agree?
No, I completely agree. If you set that bar that high for yourself and talk about yourself in those terms,
you've got to back it up.
Then you have to back it up, and he's more than aware of that. But it's a hard road that he's chosen for himself, because this idea that people love you or hate you, but still they want to talk about you. Individuals who genuinely don't care what people think, they're really rare. It's a very, very difficult thing to do. And honestly, and I know you two agree with me on this, I think you do anyway, I don't think he is one of those people. I think he does care what people think, but he's kind of made his bed now, and he has to lie in it. And if he doesn't win on Sunday night, then his career trajectory, as he has prophesied it, will have to be rewritten, because he will not go on and achieve the things that people think he might, as in unified champion pay-per-view star.
So what both guys have said there, they're both right. Like Johnny said, look, if he loses, he can still go on and achieve great things. But Andy is right, certainly in the short term, it's difficult to see that. It would certainly be a longer way around to get there, and might get there and still achieve things, but might not ever get the same level of hype.
Johnny, you did The Gloves Are Off. It's available on demand on YouTube. It's a great watch. What was your take on it in terms of whether or not the last 6 months has got to Ben, and how mentally that will affect him? Personally, when I watched it, I felt a little bit like it has kind of got under his skin a little bit.
You're bang on right, it has affected him. That's why all of a sudden this union with Andy Lee has come about. He did an interview yesterday, which he didn't really give everybody else. He said the mistake I was going is, I was walking in the gym saying, today I'm doing 15 rounds, today I'm doing X, Y, Z. He was the orchestrator of how we train. He understands, and this is today's the first time I've heard him actually say it. So I thought, this guy understands what he's done wrong. He understands he needs to get everything right. He had his dad's mate and somebody else training him, doing all the things he wanted him to do. Now he's got professional. Now he's got world class in his corner, so he understands it hurt me, and those mistakes can be detrimental to my career. So regardless, no matter who you are, if people are calling you quitter as a fighter, it hurts your pride. You can't ignore that. But this is game face, so he's never going to show us. But it's game face, so I believe it has hurt him, but I do believe it's making a massive difference to his mentality.
Matt, if you were Liam, how would you be approaching this? Because I imagine he's taken quite a little confidence from that first fight.
Well, I've seen him in the hotel over the last few days, and he's really confident. The pressure's not on him, is it? The pressure's massively on Ben Whittaker. But Cameron has got his own ambitions. Like, he's not just here as part of the Ben Whittaker story. He's happy for Ben to take all the headlines and all the pressure and all the rest of it. But he's totally focused on getting the job done. He said to me, look, that was my first proper fight back after a 4-year layoff.
Yeah.
He said, now
well, he'd had like a year in the gym, but he's had now another further 6 months
and
in the
I've had a
gym
real
as well.
fight under my belt, of which I was boxing really well in. He said, I'm going to be miles better come Sunday night. So it's, and that's an interesting point.
Yeah, it certainly is. When Ben, again, in the gloves are off, he said that he was the worst version of himself, but Liam Cameron was the best version of him. What do you read into that? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think that's a fairly accurate assessment, because he played into Cameron's hands. Cameron probably in the third and fourth round was, I'd imagine, thinking to himself, I can't quite believe this.
Yeah.
I've got a guy here who's got some real skills, but he's having my fight. But Cameron basically feels like he's seen Whittaker, doesn't he? He feels like in Saudi Arabia, he looked into his eyes, and what he saw was someone who looked for a way out when it got tough. That's what he feels like he saw. And he's convinced that on Sunday, when it gets hard, he'll look into those same eyes, and that's what he'll see again. That's what he thinks.
So Fraser Clark saw the fight. You remember he boxed on against Sabia Wardley. And when he saw that happen with Liam and Ben, he said, I'm not getting in until they tighten that top rope. And so fighters acknowledged there was a problem with the top rope. And I'm not saying, there's controversy in what Ben's attitude was, whether he flipped himself over or not, but fighters acknowledged there's a problem with that top rope. So when that did happen, in the fight itself, it probably gave Ben an excuse. He thought, you know what, I need a break here. And so when he was down, it's a case of he made a decision, which has been probably a detrimental decision temporarily, as regards to the public, because they're talking about it as though he lost, but he didn't lose. And so now he's got to come back and right that wrong. And this is why he's got so serious. So Liam Cameron looked at him and thought, I can do this. This guy's beatable. He's got quit in him. As far as he's concerned, he's got quit in. A fighter needs that confidence to believe in something.
In particular, with how that fight ended the first time around back in October in Saudi, how much do we need to see Ben Whittaker come out, put on a show, and really, really do a job on Liam? Or is it satisfactory, do you think, for Ben to just get the win and just be happy with that?
I think he needs sharp skills, show his skills to show his level of what we potentially think he is. Because if he can't and he scrapes through, then there's questions to be asked.
Winning's the most important thing. If he wins and it's a close fight, but it's competitive.
But when you're Ben, you still want to silence the critics.
He'll want that. But what I'm saying is, as long as he wins, it still moves forward, doesn't it? But if he doesn't win, it doesn't move forward. If he wins and he boxes well, all the better, much better, of course, obviously. But the win is the most important thing.
But you've got to remember, this is the same guy that wasn't happy with the silver medal. So winning isn't enough. He wants to win and win good. For him personally, because this guy wasn't happy with the silver medal. So therefore, it's very important to him that the fashion of the win is very important.
But I think he should be just focusing on the win, because I don't know about you, Johnny, but personally myself, whenever I was thinking about putting on a performance, my performance wasn't great. When all I thought about was getting the win, my performances were good.
One thing we haven't spoken about is the sort of the fights out in Saudi Arabia. The crowds are a very different atmosphere to, say, fighting in your home arena with a load of support behind you. And do you think that will play into Ben's favour, and will that bring out the best in Ben?
I feel like it probably will, yeah. I feel like it probably will, because I do think that he's an individual made for the big occasion. He's under a lot of pressure here.
Yeah.
And with regard to the manner of victory that we've been discussing there, it does need to be a clear win. If it's contentious on the cards and people can argue about it, then that's not really going to work for him either. It needs to be a clear win. But we do feel like he's got the ability to be, you know, he's a potential diamond. And you hear in sport a lot, don't you? Pressure makes diamonds.
Yeah.
He's under pressure, and he has to rise to the challenge. But the evidence that we've had from him in his career so far, at the top level, and he got there as an amateur, not as a pro, is that he does respond to that. So he could thrive in this environment. He needs to thrive in this environment.
It was interesting as well, Liam Cameron saying yesterday about how much he needs to have that fear factor in him. You know, he needs to have that in his belly before he fights, and he will take himself to that place before he steps out on his ring walk.
Without a doubt, if you're in a position of pressure and people don't expect everything from you, but you're the victim, you're going to fight like a cornered animal. I remember Chris Eubanks used to love being booed when he got into the ring, and the first time he got cheered when he boxed Carl Thompson, he was stood ringside and say, "This ain't right." It affects you somehow. I understand where Liam's coming from. He likes to be that guy you need that fear factor, because when fear's not there, there's a problem, because that's when you get beat by someone that shouldn't beat you. So every fighter needs that even Ben, he needs to go in there with fear running through his blood, because if he doesn't, he goes in there complacent, he'll get turned over.
All right, okay, well, it'll be interesting to see what they look like today on the scales. As I said earlier, this is a ceremonial weigh-in, but let's get it started then and hand you over to Big Mo.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon to our viewers joining us on Sky Sports, and welcome to the BP Pulse Live Arena for the weigh-ins for the big boxing card tomorrow on Easter Sunday, live on Sky Sports, headlined by the highly anticipated rematch between Ben Whittaker and Liam Cameron. On behalf of Boxer, I'd like to thank our official partners, Betfred, Riyadh Season, That Prize Guy, Hell Energy, Car Finance 24/7, and Champion. And now we begin the weigh-ins today with 6 3-minute rounds in the super middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a veteran of 39 professional bouts, with 12 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of El Grullo, Jalisco, Mexico, Ricardo Ricky Lara. Official weight 12 stone, 3 1/2 pounds for Ricardo Lara. And now his opponent fighting out of the red corner. He is undefeated as a professional with 19 victories versus no defeats, and 6 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Chorley, England, please welcome the former English and WBO Global Super Middleweight Champion, Mark Jeffers. Official weight 12 stone, 3 pounds for Mark Jeffers.
So 6 rounds at super middleweight between Mark Jeffers and Ricardo Lara coming your way on Sunday evening. Mark Jeffers, Johnny, how impressive you've been with him so far. I mean, he's certainly grabbing people's attention, and we're going to be working with Callum Simpson on Sunday night, and I know he's got his eye very much on fighting him.
Exactly, potential rival for Callum Simpson. He upset Zach Chelly. He is a handful. He's determined, and regardless of what he brings in. So this is just a make-up time for him because he has bigger fish to fry. But these kind of fights you can't overlook.
A make-up time fight for him. But we learned yesterday at the press conference, Matt, that Mark Jeffers is actually getting married next week. So he will be wanting to get through this fight unscathed. In fact, I imagine his future wife. I was going
to say, I mean, Jeffers being a fighter could probably, get over it, but I think his wife won't be too happy if he ends up black and blue on the wedding.
Oh, can you imagine the pictures? That's not what you want, is it?
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
About taking his training gear to his honeymoon.
I think he was deadly serious.
Wow.
Okay, well, let's hear from the man himself now. Mark Jeffers is with Andy.
Mark, thanks for giving us just a couple of seconds. The dog is out, the kennel. What are you looking to show us tomorrow night? Yeah, just do my thing tomorrow night, get a good win and get some big fights.
Obviously, rounds and time spent under the bright lights is always a good thing, but at the same time, are you looking to get this done as early as possible and build towards your upcoming wedding?
Yeah, what will happen will happen. I'm looking to enjoy myself tomorrow night. The way I'm hitting though, this could be over very quick.
This is about the build, isn't it? This is a big 12 months for you. Do you think sort of statement performances are important now as you build towards a big title shot?
Yeah, I've just got to put myself in a position. I've done everything I can so far. Everyone knows I should be fighting big titles. I should be fighting for the British title, European titles. There's not much else I can do. It's up to the board as well to put me mandatory for them shots. And listen, they can run, but I'll soon catch them.
Yeah, staying busy is no bad thing. Good luck tomorrow.
Appreciate it.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, moving to the middleweight division, our first title fight on the card tomorrow is for the Midlands Area Middleweight Championship. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, the challenger, undefeated as a professional, 12 victories, no defeats, with 8 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Coventry, England, please welcome to the scales, Bradley Goldsmith. Official weight, 11 stone, 5 pounds for Bradley Goldsmith. And now his opponent, the defending champion, fighting out of the red corner tomorrow night, holding a professional record of 13 victories versus 3 defeats and 1 draw, with 5 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Burntwood, England, please welcome the current reigning defending Midlands Area middleweight champion, the Hawk, Troy Coleman. Official weight, 11 stone, 6 pounds for the Hawk, Troy Coleman.
So Johnny, you know Bradley Goldsmith particularly well. He's in the Ingle gym, unbeaten prospect. What can we expect from him?
Bradley, he knows this is not a given. Even though he's unbeaten, he understands this is a tough fight. And I know it's a tough fight because Coleman, I look at him and how he's gone through his career is exactly what I did. He's travelled the world, he boxed on undercards all over the world. Fighters don't do that. So now the Eagles...
What does that give you over...
So much self-belief and self-confidence because you're doing it by yourself without any support network. For Bradley, the Ingle squad are down for him. John Ingle, Dominic Ingle, the Luca Ingle, they've all come down because they understand this is a tough fight. It's a hard fight. He needs that support. He needs all the knowledge in the corner. This should be a good fight.
And sparring the likes of Kell Brook, the experience that Kell brings as well, invaluable experience at 26.
It is funny because Kell's coming a little chubby, so so Bradley does take the mickey out of me when this does happen. So it has been funny watching these things.
All right, let's get over Andy Scott.
Troy, plenty to say up there. What can you tell us on camera that you can repeat that you were saying to each other there? Ended with a nice show of respect between the two of you, but there's no love lost, obviously. 2 confident men ready to go to war tomorrow.
That's it, man. We're both just ready for it. No love lost, but listen, it's just business. What it is, right? We're both ready. We both put a lot on the line. He seems to think I'm dry, but I was waiting for him for 20 minutes to come and do the check weight. So we'll see who's dry on the night. I'm ready. I know what I'm going to do. They seem to think that it's going to be an easy night, but I'm the champion and still.
Love that reaction from your fans as well. He's sold a lot of tickets, but there's a lot of support for you here as well. Feel like if this catches fire, it should be a fan-friendly fight.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a good fight. Like I said, I'm here. I'm ready to go, man. Trust me.
Look forward to it. Wish you all the best of luck. Let's bring in your opponent. Brad, you told me, let's get this right. 523 tickets on the dot. I think a few of them have turned up today. Yeah. Shout out to the enemy as well, playing on your track. There's a lot of Coventry love in the house.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is a fraction of what's to come tomorrow night. It's just a small little blip of what's to come.
He told us that you were telling him in the head-to-head there that he looks a bit dry. Is that true? Is that what you were saying?
I mean, I'm not sure why he was saying he was waiting 20 minutes. If I'm told the weigh-in's at 10 a.m, I'm turning up at 10 a.m, which is what I did. So there's no stress or worries from my side. So I guess, like he said, we'll see tomorrow night.
I said this to you off camera, if there's ever a broadcaster that can make a hell of a lot over a sparring story, it's us. You sparred 6 years ago, you said you're taking nothing from it, and neither is he. Is that true, or is this all one big bluff, and you've taken a lot of confidence from that sparring?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'd be daft to take anything from that now. I know how much I've improved and got better. As I say, I'd be stupid to think he hasn't improved or got better. So, I mean, look, let's just see who turns out victorious on Sunday night.
Hell of a lot of talent on this card. We love an area title fight. They very rarely go flat. They always deliver. Why will you win the day?
I'll just turn up. And the new. And the new.
Best of luck to both of you. All the best.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we move to the welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, holding a professional record of 18 victories versus just 2 defeats, with 8 of those wins coming by way of knockout. From Portsmouth, England, please welcome the former English champion and the reigning IBF European champion, Lucas Ballingall.
Paid the call to be the boss. Paid the call to be the boss.
Official weight, 10 stone, 8 pounds for Lucas Ballingall.
Look at me.
And now his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, undefeated as a professional. 11 victories, no defeats, 7 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Sidcup, Kent, England, please welcome Elliot Whale. Official weight, 10 stone, 9.5 pounds for Elliot Whale.
What a tune, Matt. How do they both look to you?
Yeah, both in good shape. Are both they're eager to get in there. They both showed a lot of respect, but they know it's there's an opportunity here. I think Ballingall, particularly brother McKinson, so with the same coach, his dad. He'll be well schooled, a lot of experience in that corner. But I know Wales got his own ambitions, and comes from a good background himself.
Andy, what can we expect in this one?
It's a really good fight, this. I've been looking forward to this one since they made it, because stylistically Ballingall is a good technical fighter. He's got a lot of skills, he's got good movement, like his brother Michael McKinson. He's got a very good all-round game, but Whale was a good amateur. He's well schooled, but he's got that height on him, he's got that reach on him, and he can crack a bit as well. So he's going to have to trust that he will catch up with Ballingall, but he can't leave it too long, because in 8 rounds against someone like him, you can find yourself down by a considerable margin quite quick. So he's going to have to try and bring the pace and keep it high from the beginning. I think it's going to be a really good fight.
On paper, as Andy just very eloquently said, it should be a good one, this one, Johnny. What do you think it will come down to, though? Experience,
desire. Both fighters look in great condition. Saw them on the scales this morning. Again, it's down to experience.
All right, let's get to Andy again.
Lucas, had a real honest conversation with you and your father off camera, and you sort of said, the phone's not exactly ringing off the hook for people looking to fight me. So when this opportunity came around, how quick did you have to accept it, and how much are you looking forward to testing yourself against Elliot Whale, who's got a very good reputation?
Well, that's it. I've been waiting for this opportunity for many years now. I've been pro a long time, and I'm finally here, but I deserve to be here, and I'm ready for tomorrow. What sort of fight are you expecting from him? He's all action, and I'm going to be all action too, so it's going to be a good fight.
Tell us what it would mean to you if you can be victorious tomorrow, and your career, to be fair.
Well, that's it, exactly. This is what I've been waiting for, and I'm going to take it with both hands tomorrow night.
Wish you all the best of luck. Let's bring in Elliot. Well, Elliot, if I'm being honest with you, Errol Johnson said to me last night, he said, look, you're not going to get many words out of him. He's a fighter who likes to fight, not a fighter who likes to talk. Nice, easy one for you. What would a win do for you, and what is it that will win the day for you over Lucas?
This fight, winning here just a good moves on for my career. Do you know what I mean? Hopefully on to bigger and better things. And yeah, man, I'm ready, and we'll see tomorrow.
Will you give us a prediction on points inside the distance? Either way, it doesn't matter. It's Elliot Whale victory.
Yeah, Elliot Whale victory for sure. But obviously, look, I want to box well, box smart, box clever, and hopefully I'll break him down and get him out there.
Thanks for talking to us. Best of luck to both of you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, in the middleweight division, tomorrow night, Easter Sunday, live on Sky Sports, 10 3-minute rounds. Introducing first to the scales, fighting out of the blue corner, holding a professional record of 13 victories versus 3 defeats, with 12 of those 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Ghana, please welcome to the scales, the soldier, Elvis Aorga.
I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier.
Official weight, 11 stone 7 1/2 pounds for the soldier, Elvis Aorga. And now his opponent fighting out of the red corner tomorrow night, holding a professional record of 19 victories versus 3 defeats and 3 draws. Fighting out of Rowley Regis, West Midlands, England, introducing the former English and European middleweight champion, Tyler Denny. Official weight, 11 stone 7 1/2 pounds for Tyler Denny.
Tyler Denny against Elvis Aorga then, Johnny. Tyler Denny, of course, coming off that loss to Hamza Shearers. He's a former European champion. Elvis Aorga, well, he won over some fans, didn't he, when he came in at late notice to take on Callum Simpson, and he certainly talks the talk. But what are we expecting in the ring?
And both fan favourites, and Tyler Denny, you know, I love the story, I love the success he's got to, but you've got to remember...
He's done it the hard way, isn't he?
He's 33 years old. Aorga is 24 years old, and Aorga is naturally the bigger of the two, naturally the stronger of the two. This will be... Nobody will have to go searching for anybody, but don't be surprised if you're a Tyler Denny fan, an upset, because I think this is a really tough fight for him. But it will be an entertaining fight regardless.
What kind of proposition do you think will Aorga give Denny on Sunday?
Well, he's unpredictable, he's awkward, his game, but I think Denny should be too polished. And don't get me wrong, Denny can be awkward himself. He gets in low, he finds a nice flow, a nice rhythm, and once he gets into that, he can be a difficult man to beat, Denny.
What do you reckon, Andy? I mean, Elvis Aorga yesterday at the press conference, yet again providing entertainment with his words. You can't not like the guy, really.
No, agreed. He brings some real energy to fight week, and that's a good thing. And he believes in himself. But you look at that record.
How highly do you rate him, though?
Not especially, if I'm honest. I think he brings a lot of work rate, physicality. He does have some skills, but he is quite basic. I feel like Tyler Denny continues to be a little bit underrated. People have talked to me about this being a potential upset.
But I think he enjoys that, doesn't he? He doesn't mind that at all.
I mean, I think sometimes in this situation, maybe he finds it a bit irritating given what he's achieved. But he is a very physical fighter himself and a difficult fighter.
All right, let's hear from Tyler Denny now. He's with Andy.
Tyler, super important that you get back to winning ways tomorrow. I wonder if I've misread this a little bit. There's a lot of attention around Elvis Aorga. He sort of steals the press conference a little bit. Did you feel that was a little bit unnecessary, a little bit disrespectful to you yesterday? Did you, I don't know, did you sort of buy into the whole soldier talk?
Not really, man. He's been rehearsing in his bedroom mirror for fucking the last 3 weeks, do you know what I mean? So that's all it is. That's what he's known for, man, talking nonsense, not for what he does in the ring. So I'll show him the levels tomorrow.
There might have been an F-bomb in there that I should apologise for, so apologies. But moving forward, they sometimes say, you know, those that shout the loudest perhaps lack a little bit of confidence. For all of that, do you think that is a man who lacks confidence over there?
Nah, I don't think he lacks confidence. He's just a bit delusional. But like I say, I'm going to put him in his place tomorrow, so bring it on.
He does look to have some physical advantages over you. How much will that matter in the ring?
Nothing, absolute zero.
You always get a good reception around these parts and one of the best ring walks in British boxing for sure. Just how much are you looking forward to getting under those bright fight night lights tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm buzzing, man. Black Country takeover tomorrow. Infiltrate will be booming out, and I'll be doing a job on Elvis.
Okay, let's say goodbye to you and welcome the soldier, Comrade Aorga. Good to see you. Let me ask you, what's going to happen? You know, it's great to talk to you, and it's all good headlines and stuff like that. But when the first bell rings, what is the soldier bringing to the party?
Yeah, you know, if they want to see some actions, I'll give it to them in their satisfaction, and they will enjoy it in a faction way. So I'm ready. As you know, once a soldier, always a soldier. And you see my eyes, you see Wesley Snipes. We are always high. Even Jesus Christ knows that we are going high.
Are you bringing heavy artillery tomorrow? Do you believe that you can knock Tyler Denny out?
You know, the time he's talking, you know, you can see a bit frustration in his eyes. You should not get frustrated. No, we are going into war. And if you are going to war, you must be ready. The word ready knows that you must be ready. You are not just going for a war. You need the mindset. The mindset. Wicked is the key to success.
You've made a lot of what are we doing? You've made a lot of fans here. It has to be said. You really have. You know, have you felt the love from the British public? You know, you bring the heat to the press conferences and to the weigh-in. It has to be said.
You know, frankly speaking, I love UK. Yeah, they give me opportunity. God bless Boxer Promotion, Icons Promotion. They give me opportunity. Yeah, I was in Ghana, you know, Africa, there's no things going on, but they give me the opportunity to explore. So thank UK. UK is my second country. I will never forget them. Yeah, that's why they say I'm exceptional. The boxing I'm fighting is professional. So my critics, just relax. Don't be too emotional. When it comes to rap, talent is additional.
There you go. British public can't help falling in love with you, Elvis. Elvis has left the building, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, you believe it.
You know what? That's why Boxer have given him the opportunity. I like that. He's entertaining. I think Tyler Denny, he's having none of it, no nonsense. But Elvis, he knows what he's doing. But he tries to back up the boast. He doesn't get in there and fight like a coward. He fights like a soldier, like he's tempted, regardless of how good he is or isn't.
Fighting out of Accra, Ghana, please welcome the former WBO African heavyweight champion, Ebenezer Tete. Official weight, 17 stone, 3 pounds for Ebenezer Tete. And now his opponent fighting out of the red corner. He holds a professional record of 8 victories versus 1 loss and 1 draw, with 6 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Burton-on-Trent, England, please welcome the Commonwealth gold medalist and the Olympic bronze medalist, ladies and gentlemen, big phrase, Fraser Clark. Official weight, 19 stone, 10 pounds for Big Phrase, Fraser Clark.
So Fraser Clark stepping back in the ring after, well, what was a nightmare night, was it, for him in Saudi last October. It was, well, a horrific injury he suffered against Fabio Wardley. How will he be feeling, do you think, going into this fight? When you've suffered such a kind of that extensive injury?
Yeah, I think he'll be apprehensive. I think there'll be some fear there, some self-doubt, but I think there'll also be hope and excitement to get back there and just put this chapter of his career behind him and move forward.
As a former fighter, do you think there will be any potential for any sort of demons to be hanging over there for Fraser from that first fight with?
I don't care what he says. Yes, I do. I think he'll have gone through everything in the gym in preparation to derail all of that. But even the next fighter watching him, we're going to be looking for that as well. He's the only one, and his team are the only ones that know how horrific it's affected him. But this isn't about Tete. This is about Fraser Clark. How he will adjust, how he will get back on track, and how he'll react to any kind of pressure. And that's out of concern. And so he needs to put on a performance that makes us forget to think, you know what.
How much of a problem can you see Tete being for Fraser? He's been in with the likes of Dillian White. We've seen him in with that. What do you think?
Former cruiserweight, rather fleet-footed, might be a little bit faster than most heavyweights coming in around the 17 stone mark. So he'll be busy enough to put Fraser in a lot of thinking pressure. But he needs these kind of fights to see exactly where he stands.
All right, well, we can hear from Big Fraser now. He's making his way over to Andy. Let's grab a word with him.
Big Fraser, great to have you back. Looking in good shape on the scales there as well. A sign that you've obviously been working hard in camp. Had a good chat with you and your dad around the back of the stage, and the big message is you don't need to worry about me anymore. You need to worry about Ebenezer Tete.
Exactly that. You know, I'm back. I was injured, yeah. That lasted for a minute. Now I'm back in the gym. I'm firing on all cylinders. I'm confident. I'm hungry. I just want to get in there and do the business now. All the talking's done. It's time to get in there and do my job.
Yeah, in an ideal world, what do you want to get out of tomorrow night? Is it minutes? Is it a statement? Is it an explosive early night?
It's not usually an early night when you fight this man, but listen, let's have it right. I need to blast this man out there. I need to get him sorted out well and truly, put on a performance, and then take him out.
Look forward to it. All the best.
Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night is a great card of fights live on Sky Sports, but only one can be the Betfred fight of the night, and is for the WBC International Silver Super Welterweight Championship. 10 3-minute rounds. Introducing first, the challenger fighting out of the blue corner, holding a professional record of 35 victories versus 9 defeats, with 20 of those wins by knockout. From Birmingham, please welcome the former IBO World and WBC Silver and European Champion, the Savage, Sam Eggington. Official weight, 10 stone, 13.5 pounds for the Savage, Sam Eggington. And now his opponent, the defending champion, fighting out of the red corner, holding a professional record of 15 victories versus just 1 defeat, with 7 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Bournemouth, England, please welcome the former English champion and the defending WBC International Silver Super Welterweight Champion, Lee Chaos Cutler. Official weight, 10 stone, 13 pounds for Lee Chaos Cutler.
The power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as they...
Andy, you can't not be invested in this fight. When Sam Eggington's involved, he's so exciting to watch. Been involved in 2 fights of the years previously. And Lee Cutler, put those 2 together, and it is the ingredients to be an absolute belter.
It does, it absolutely does. But what you've also got here are 2 highly skilled fighters. Eggington doesn't just fight with his face, he's far too good for that. You see what he's achieved in his career, and yes, he brings it, yes, he can take it into the trenches. But you can't win the titles he's won just doing that, and Cutler knows that. I wonder whether he might be a bit cagier early on, Cutler, than maybe we expect he will be, because you can't be reckless or gung-ho. Neither one of them can be reckless or gung-ho here, or they could pay the price, but it's definitely going to catch fire, and maybe sooner rather than later.
For Lee Cutler, would you say this is his toughest test today?
Big time, biggest name on his record. He'll be so up for it because he knows how good Sam is. He'll have watched lots of his fights, so this is a step up for Cutler. But Eggington knows Cutler's on a good roll. His confidence will be sky high, and it's a must-win fight for him too. I think this, Andy, I think hit the nail on the head. I think they're both intelligent enough. I think it'll be quite, I wouldn't say, I don't know if cage is the right word, but they'll be thinking about it early on. They'll be trying to set the jab up. They won't be
How long will that last though?
A few rounds maybe at most. I think it'll catch fire then. It'll definitely catch fire at some point.
Yesterday, Sam Eggington very much reminding people that he wants to get back into the titles. It's not just about the exciting fights. He means business. He's serious
not just about the money either. He's 31 years old. This guy, he's got so much experience. You cannot dismiss him. Think he's just here to make the numbers up.
All right, well, let's hear from Lee Cutler first. He's with Andy.
Lee, so many people picking this as a fight of the night, and I think we all agree that style-wise it should make a great matchup. Why will you come out on top?
I just believe I'm the better fighter. It's my time right now.
Feel like you've got the wind in your sails. I just wonder if you can put a figure on just how important that Stevie McKenna win was for you and the team, just to show everyone what you're really all about?
Yeah, that was more for the outside and the general public to see how good I am. The team knew how good I am, and it's now for me to push on from that. Sam Eggington's a much better opponent, so I'm not even thinking about the Stevie McKenna fight, to be honest with you. I need to show a lot more tomorrow night, and I will.
You've had to work pretty hard to get up to sort of this stage on the card, on the main TV. I wonder just how much, sort of, not pinching yourself, but it's been quite a hard road to get to this point, and now you're here, how much you actually can enjoy it.
I've been very lucky to have a mate as Chris Billam-Smith and take some big shows down to Bournemouth. So I've been very, very lucky and fortunate to have the right team, and then now actually moved in stable with him. So yeah, I'm amongst the best stable in the country. So they're getting me the opportunities and I'm performing.
I think perhaps Sam and John Pegg both feel like we're categorising this, the boxer and the brawler perhaps, and that his boxing IQ and his boxing skills are being vastly overlooked here. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think seeing everyone's probably picking me as the favourite due to him having a few losses, but I know what level he's boxed at, and he's definitely probably my best opponent to date. So we need to see what happens on the night, but I'm supremely confident to come away with the victory.
Go well. Wish you the best of luck. Let's bring in Sam Eggington. Sam, I'm interested because John Pegg has stopped me on numerous occasions this week and said this is the most relaxed, at ease Sam Eggington that he's come across probably since the Joe Pigford fight. Would you agree with that?
I think so. Like I say, it's all gone well. We've put the work in where it needed to be, and it's all worked out well. Like I say, this has been one of the easiest final weeks of my career. So again, yeah, I'm ready to go.
What about the boxer against the brawler? Are your boxing skills being overlooked here? Do you think that people are too quick to judge you just because the amount of fight of the year contenders and entertaining fights you've been in, that actually if it comes down to a boxing match, people are perhaps looking at him, not you, and that would be a big mistake?
I think so, and I say this a lot to everyone. If I'm not having a full-on brawl in a ring, people just think I've lost a round because I'm not doing what I normally do. So I think a lot of the times I have to brawl to show up, because if I don't, people look at me like I'm just not at the races that night. But again, people do overlook the boxing that I have done and I can do. But it's what it is. The fight will play out how the fight plays out.
I'm not going to lie to you. I think deep down we're all hoping the red mist does descend and it does become a brawl. If it does go that way, does that suit you as well?
I think so. I've always said, like I said yesterday, the day before, if it turns into a brawl, it's meat and drink. I'll take that every day of the week and twice on a Sunday. So again, we've done all the work we need to do. Just like he said, I'm supremely confident as well. And on Sunday we'll get in there and we'll get it sorted.
Yep. Every day of the week and twice on Easter Sunday. Wish you well.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the main event tomorrow, Easter Sunday live on Sky Sports. A rematch that has taken the boxing world by storm, will be one of the biggest fights this year. Promoted by Ben Shalom and Boxer in association with Frank Warren of Queensbury Promotions. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, holding a professional record of 23 victories versus 6 defeats and 1 draw, with 10 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Sheffield, England, please welcome the former Commonwealth middleweight champion, ladies and gentlemen, Liam Cannonball Cameron.
Only fools rushing, and I falling in love with you.
Official weight 12 stone 6 pounds for Liam Cameron. And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent fighting out of the red corner, undefeated as a professional, 8 victories, no defeats, with 1 draw. Fighting out of Darlaston, West Midlands, England, please welcome the Olympic silver medalist and the current reigning, defending IBF International Light Heavyweight Champion, the Surgeon, Ben Whittaker.
Yo, Chris, how are you doing? Edmonton, Toronto, Vancouver, Toronto, 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 my feet. Why have you dropped down? Shell down the Benz and cut left them now. Wait till the cops come. Roll up a highway, smoke and cool down.
Official weight, 12 stone, 7 pounds for the surgeon, Ben Whittaker. Now making his way to the scales, the surgeon, the master of the drunken style, the undefeated superstar, Ben Whittaker, 12 stone, 7 pounds.
Well, it's kind of unexpected, isn't it, with Ben Whittaker? He loves a good walk on, and now he's got a mascot for him to step on the scales.
I actually thought that mascot's a bit short. That can't be Ben. But you know what? Ben's going through the motions. He's got that truculent attitude towards the fans and the media because, you know what, of how he feels as though it's been treated since their last fight. So now this is what it's about. It's on the line for him to make an impression, and I mean a good impression, not just scrape through a win. But if he wants to get to that next level, to say I'm potentially world class, he needs to get this job done right and get rid of this bogeyman, because Liam Cameron right now is his bogeyman.
One of the changes that Ben has made since we last saw him last October is that he has linked up with Andy Lee. You know, he has said that he was going to make changes anyway to his training team. But you know Andy very well. What's he going to bring? What's he going to add to Ben's game? And how do you think that kind of relationship's going to work? Because it seems to be working okay.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good move for him. I think Andy's very calm, very analytical. He's a deep thinker. I think they'll get on a personal level. But I think certainly boxing-wise, I think he's a good fit for him. I think he'll get Ben sitting down on his shots more, punching harder. And I think he'll be able to have good educational chats to him about navigating through a 10 and 12 round distance fight, when to pace it, when to step on it, the psychology of a long distance fight.
Longer term, I mean, Ben Whittaker, it's fair to say he's not a massive puncher, but do you think that could be one of the qualities that he's gone to Andy for in terms of the Kronk background?
Yeah, I think so. I think he'll be able to, like I say, you're not going to make a one-punch knockout specialist out of somebody who can't punch, but you can always improve their punch power by teaching them leverages, biting point, sitting down on the shots, balance, range, etc. So I think this will be. This is a pretty long stare down. I don't think we're going to admit Saudi levels.
Andy Clark, I know you're a big fan of these lengthy stare downs. I mean, we saw it between Furyk and Usyk, didn't we? That they were the ones that sort of went into the 11-minute mark. These two are giving it a good go.
Yeah, they are, because this is well past a minute now. I've not been timing it, but the rule of thumb for fighters generally is that once you get past 30, 40 seconds, then it becomes a thing. Past that point, you can't be the first one to look away. Before that, you can break that gaze, decide that you're going to break it, and look away. And at the minute, they're just trying to get these two to back off each other. They still haven't broken that gaze. They're just about doing it now. Cameron just giving Whittaker a sideways glance, but they sustained that for a good while.
Johnny, that was a slightly different Ben Whittaker. We saw it in that face-off. He's not normally the one. He's normally the one to look away.
Yeah. If I can remember, I can never remember Ben being bothered about that sort of stuff. He's like, I'll do the stare and get out of there. But on this occasion here, I think he's trying to make a point to say I'm not the guy who you think you know, because he's never done that before. These things really mean nothing to him usually. So I think he's trying to. This is his last chance to try and make any kind of impression on Liam's head.
All right, let's hear from Liam. He's with Andy.
Liam, so much interest, so much intrigue, so much hype. You did not want to break that face-to-face there. Is that one last mind game that I'm not looking away?
Yeah, it's got to be like that. I looked to it other day, didn't I? So I thought, I'm not getting him again.
What did you see when you looked at him there?
It's getting smaller, isn't it?
That's what you think?
Yeah, getting smaller. It was the same like last fight, it got smaller and smaller.
Or are you getting bigger and bigger?
Could be.
What about your mindset coming into this one? I think you've sort of made no secret. Now you know what you know. You know, I wonder if that's a good thing or a bad thing. You had the fear last time. You built him up to be a monster. What about this time? You know the rounds that you shared with each other, that must count for something.
Yeah, 100%. What is it, round 6? Round 6.
Is it round 6 or is it round 1?
We'll see, innit? We'll see.
As a school of thought with this, that you still need to drag him into deep waters, that you still need to drag him into the second half of the fight. Do you believe that, or are we all looking at this the wrong way?
Didn't you watch me outboxing him for like 3 rounds?
Well, that must be said, it still ended in a draw.
Yeah, well, he was the golden boy, weren't he? They're going to favour him over there. I would just come in there to get beat on paper. So if it's a draw in Saudi and the big guys are fighting, what does that tell you?
You said I won the lottery. As you look around now, the tickets you sold, the posters, everything, is this a pinch yourself moment? Does it really matter? It has to be a win tomorrow for it all to come home.
It's gone behind that point now. It's fight time.
Will you give us a final prediction before I let you go?
Late.
Okay. Wish you all the best luck. Thank you for joining us. Where is the main man? Ben Whittaker, come and join us now. Didn't want to break that head-to-head there. Is that one last, it's been, I don't want to say light-hearted, but, not really engaged too much with him. Was that a sign there you're not prepared to look away because you don't want to give anything away?
Yeah, it was kind of cute looking into each other's eyes. But, it is what it is, man. All that looking into each other's eyes, all this talking, it comes to an end tomorrow.
What about how you looked on the scales there? I don't think you'll mind me saying, Saudi Arabia, we've seen you look like a Rolls Royce on the scales before. In Saudi, perhaps didn't look the best. Today, what do you think? You look back to the old Ben Whittaker, if you don't mind me saying.
Yeah, man, Turkey was feeding me up too much. So we came back home. We're on the curry goat now, so you saw the shape on the scales. I look good.
Did you hear what he said there? He said you're getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah, that's cute. I don't really understand what he's saying, so he needs some subtitles when he's talking. But at the end of the day, you'll see how big I am in there Sunday.
People feel, I think, if you're backed into a corner, people start doubting you. This is your time to shut a lot of people up and not restore that faith at all, but this is a terrific opportunity to do just that.
Yeah, of course. A lot of people have got things to say, but when I come out shining Sunday, we'll let them keep talking.
You also said drag you into the second half of the fight, make it go late. Do you expect that? Are you prepared for that? And if it does go that way, what happens?
We're prepared for everything. We've ticked every box in camp. I'm in great shape. It's very cliche when people say, I've had a great camp. Trust me, you'll see.
Looking forward to it. Wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
I wonder if that mascot's going to be following everywhere today.
Well, I mean, it looked like quite hard work, didn't it? He didn't seem to really be able to see where he was going. That's not a gig I would want, to be honest, to don that kind of outfit. It seems fraught with danger.
Yeah, imagine signing the contract for that. Liam, really good to see you. Almost there. Had a bit of a long day. You were kept waiting at the first weigh-in this morning. How was that?
Well, they were struggling, weren't they? We were struggling.
Is that what you're thinking?
Early weigh-in. They've got this weigh-in early for his weight, and he turns up late. Better for me. The later he is, and the more killing himself at weight he is, the better for me. So I can't complain.
You seem very relaxed ahead of tomorrow night. You had 5 rounds of data to process from Ben Whittaker from the first fight. What did you learn about him?
They weren't as good as I thought, but this is a new fight and a fresh fight, and I'll have to keep that mentality.
He said himself, Ben did, that you were the best version of yourself, he was the worst. Are we going to see an even better version of you tomorrow evening?
Yeah, 100%. He don't know what happened. I've already spoke about what happened in fight camp and stuff. That were his best. That were his time to shine in Saudi, to get everyone behind him, and he failed it.
I'm interested to know, you mentioned yesterday at the press conference that you need to have that kind of fear factor almost when you go out to bring out the best in you. What do you do to get yourself in that zone?
Just think of bad things.
Fair enough.
Can I just ask, in regards to the training camp, is this the best training camp you've ever had for any fight, preparation-wise?
Yeah, since I've been back, and for a very long time, what I can remember. I've done 100 round sparring. I've gone from cruiserweights, heavyweights, and everything I've been sparring.
So confidence-wise, in your ability and everything's on point?
I've been doing the rounds great and sparring.
What's going to happen then? Can you give us a
Not like
prediction?
me, is it?
I mean,
But
it's always difficult to ask.
I'm hoping I can get him out of there later.
Okay, well, best of luck. Look forward to
Thank
seeing
you.
you tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Round 2. Just let Liam exit there. It's quite noisy in here. I'm actually struggling to hear a little bit of what people are saying. But he does seem particularly relaxed, Matt, ahead of tomorrow night.
Exactly, the pressure's not on him really. It's more on Ben Whittaker. He's and on top of that, I think he's just confident that he's going to do what he did last time, but even better. Like he said there, he doesn't want to give the prediction, but you can tell he thinks he's going to get to him later on and hopefully get the stoppage.
Good to see you, Ben.
You right? You okay?
Who's your friend?
I don't think we can give away his details, but he's doing a very good job. You know what I mean? He came back to the house the other day, and bless him, he was dripping out sweating, so it's a shift in there.
Hang on, what? Rewind. The mascot's been living in your house as well?
Yeah, we've got to look after the suit. People might try and rob it.
Interesting, Ben, interesting. So today started off with a little bit of drama, shall we say. You were 30, 45 minutes late for the weigh-in. Just spoken to Liam about that. He's obviously throwing out stuff saying maybe tight at the weight. What's your retort to that?
Well, I'm staying in the Airbnb, which is quite a distance away. And then, you know, human territory's come, man. I needed a number 2. The toilet didn't look right for me, so I need to go and find a proper one. And that was it, really.
Any mind games of just trying to get under his skin at the
You can say
minute?
so, you can say so, but like I said, all this talk, you know, he's looking small, he's looking big. It's a fight at the end of the day. I could come in there skinny as a brick. You know, I'm still going to punch his head in, so it don't really matter.
How much pressure are you feeling ahead of tomorrow? You're going to be in front of your home crowd. Are you feeling that at all? I mean, how have the last 6 months been for you? Because you have come under a fair amount of criticism.
I think I'm a fighter that under pressure strives through that. I'll shine through that. I don't like to always talk about the amateurs, but the Olympic Games, for me, it was so... The pressure on that was massive. A lot of people knew I was supposed to do what I was supposed to do. So that, having the country on your shoulders was a lot. But the last 6 months for me has been great. It's been a time where I don't have to be around cameras. I've been able to just be in the gym, work hard and work on my craft. And I've got a person like Andy behind me. It's been amazing.
Have you managed to sort of filter out the noise around you?
Yeah, I think it's what I needed. Like I said, my life was moving at 100 miles an hour. And it's the break I needed. It's the, like I said, before the Olympics, I was just in the gym. Nobody really knew me, where everybody knows me now. So I've gone to Ireland. I've cut the distractions out. And I'm either in the gym or in church, so it's amazing.
It seems to be going well with Andy Lee. Mm-hmm. How is that gelling, and what's the relationship like?
It's amazing. Like I said, when someone's been through it themselves, you kind of respect it. He's got great fighters in the camp. You bounce off each other's energy. And when he's a person that if he tells you to do something, you're going to listen. Where before, I was kind of like, you know. So it's a person that I really I listen to and I respect.
Johnny, you know about that all too well, just how important it is to have that really solid relationship with your trainer and the respect there as well.
Hey, without a doubt, if you want to get to the world level that's expected of this young man, you need to make those fundamental changes. And you've probably spoken more in this interview than we did in the gloves raw, so we've got to learn a little bit more about what's gone on behind closed doors. But I suppose it's been a conscious decision that you have to make, because you want to actually say, you know what, this is who I am. I've been misrepresented.
Yeah, of course, and thank you very much for saying it. Like I said, I'm a person that's got 2 sides to me. I am flashy, I am flamboyant, but there's a part of me where, of course, I'm humble as well. I came from a household I know right from wrong. My dad worked 2 jobs, mom worked 2 jobs. I had to go out and earn it myself. So for me, I am very humble. But when you see the diamonds on my wrist and things like that, I like that too. And I mean, I do like that too. So I've got 2 sides to me. And Andy can tell you, Andy wouldn't have took me on if I was a nasty person. You know, we sat down and he actually asked me questions about myself. And that's what made him like me.
Well, and I guess if you're both real with each other, it's going to work better long term anyway, isn't it?
100%. I think he's the first coach other than my amateur coach I've been actually honest and open with. We've sat down, we've ate together, we've seen his family. And I think when you do that, it's the best thing.
Why did I not get this conversation in the gloves raw?
I think you work for Liam Cameron, that's why. Sheffield boy.
We're getting it now. Before we let you go, because I know you will want to get off. we're so used to seeing you as the showman. We perhaps didn't see that. Well, we didn't really see that in Dubai, did we? In October. Are we going to see that from you tomorrow? And do you feel like you need to make a statement tomorrow night?
Yeah, the statement is going out there and winning and shining like Ben Whittaker should do. I think you just know it. You know, when you just wake up and you feel sharp. Each day I'm waking up and just feeling sharp. I didn't feel like that in Saudi, and I'm happy now. We're in Saudi. I just felt weird. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we're here now. I'm feeling sharp, and I'm only going to get sharper through the day.
Are you looking ahead? Are you looking beyond this?
You can never do that, but I'm a person who likes to look through the future. So, of course, get through this, and it's going to be great things.
All right, Ben, well, we're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow night.
Thank you very much. Nice one. And like I said, tomorrow's a great day. It's the resurrection of Jesus Christ. So it's going to be a great day, and it's going to be my return. Everybody tune in. If you haven't got your tickets, there's a couple left, and it's time to steal the show, baby. You know we do, the surgeon.
Does my job for me pretty much, doesn't he? You don't really need to do a great deal. Off he goes. Again, relaxed. There you go.
You know, you've done really well there because he kind of clammed up and he wouldn't really give anything away when the gloves are off. I've probably learned more about behind the scenes from what's going on, attitude and everything. And I think because all the hard work's done, the training's been done, it's now down to fight time. So that's why you can always see the difference between fighters when they're in training camp, when the pressure's on them. You kind of really relieved when training camp's over and the fight's the easy bit. So now it's just nice to see this side of both fighters.
Well, Matt, because you know Andy so well, do you think it was even more important for Ben to go with someone like Andy after what happened, with all the noise going on, someone like Andy that will sort of keep him grounded and just I guess, keep it straight with him?
Yeah, because Andy, he'll be able to relate and identify with him because Andy was a big-named amateur turning professional with Manny Stewart. Early doors, scored a highlight reel, sensational one-punch knockout at Madison Square Garden, had massive hype, really coming through. Then he got derailed by Brian Vera, and he'd have seen how fickle people are, how you're as good as your last fight, how it can turn on you. So he'll be able to talk him through all his journey, and he'll be able to source strength from that and kind of confidence from it and realise, like, it's just another fight. You know what I mean? What's happened? You've got to use it for motivation. And there are things you've got to look at where you went wrong, why you didn't improve as well as you should have, and we're going to work on those things. But I think it was the perfect match for him, really, because I think, like I say, I think he'll have his respect because he's been there and done it. He'll be able to personally give him the insight from things he went through himself. And all the experience he picked up from being around Manny Stewart and the Cronk. So I think Ben was always going to probably make the move to a more experienced professional trainer than Joe Beach. But at the time, things were winning. You just kick it down the road a little bit, and it's not until a loss or a performance that was like a loss where you then actually make those changes.
But it could potentially, should Ben come through in style tomorrow night, be the perfect storm with what happened, because there has been a lot of intrigue. There's been a lot of people sort of interested in the fight that maybe might not have been interested, but if he does put on a show tomorrow, then it could be a really positive ending for him.
It absolutely could. It absolutely could. And this is the thing with boxing, because you make your own fixtures essentially, you never really know what's going to happen. Before that first fight, people felt like they did know what was going to happen, but it's kind of like he's resitting an exam tomorrow night. The first time around, he was thinking in terms of what grade am I going to get? I need an A-star, I need to look amazing. Tomorrow night is pass-fail. It is pass-fail. And he has to pass, and he has to pass convincingly, or people will continue to ask the questions. And he doesn't like people asking the questions. He can claim that he's Zen as much as he wants, but as these two know, nobody likes that. Nobody likes being questioned as to your minerals particularly and your ability level. So it is pass-fail tomorrow night. It's a binary thing.
And the fact that it's just pass-fail, it'll probably mean he performs well. Because when, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It does, totally, completely.
Yeah. Johnny, before we go, you know what's coming.
I knew it was going to come.
What do you think?
I think it's a clear-cut win for Ben Whittaker, and that might not go down very well in Sheffield because I think Liam's a great guy, but I think the class, the style and the skill, and the boxing intelligence, IQ from Ben has to shine through. I expect nothing less.
Not going to ask you, Andy, for obvious reasons, but Matt?
I think it'll be a close, hard, competitive fight, but I think Ben will be sharper this time and he'll navigate the distance better and he'll win on points in it. But I think it'll be a tough, hard fight.
It's those questions. We all want them to be answered, don't we? And hopefully they will be on Sunday night. We would love your company. We shall be on air from 7 o'clock, Sky Sports Action, and also Sky Showcase. Hopefully see you there.